They regret losing you. And life is about to teach them a lesson. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because what I'm about to tell you is something your heart needs right now, and the timing of you seeing these words is not random, not accidental, not coincidence. This is alignment, this is divine timing, this is the universe stepping in to speak directly to your spirit in a moment where you've needed clarity more than ever before, and as you read this, something inside you is already waking up because you can feel the truth vibrating through every line of this message. This is for you. They regret losing you, deeply, silently, heavily, and even though they tried to convince themselves they could walk away, forget you, replace you, move on from you, their soul is not cooperating with the lie their mind is trying to tell. Don't scroll, because you need to hear this part. They didn't understand your worth when they had you, they didn't see the depth of your love, they didn't recognize the divine connection that stood right in front of them, and now life is starting to show them exactly what they lost. They're being confronted with the truth in ways they cannot escape. Their peace has been disturbed. Their spirit is restless. Their heart is waking them up at 2:11 a.m., 3:33 a.m., making them replay memories they tried to bury. Your face keeps appearing in their mind at the most unexpected moments, your name shows up in conversations, your energy lingers around them like a whisper they can't silence. And listen, your heart needs this right now, because while you've been healing, growing, detaching, and stepping into your power, the universe has been working behind the scenes, pulling back the veil from their eyes, showing them what they threw away. They are seeing angel numbers connected to you. 111 whenever they think of reaching out, 444 when they start feeling the weight of their choices, 555 when the universe is warning them that change is coming whether they're ready or not. Don't scroll, because this is where the message gets deeper. They are realizing that the connection you shared wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual, fated, written in a place their logic can't decode. You were their peace in a world full of noise, their clarity in moments of confusion, their safe place in seasons of chaos, and now they're feeling the emptiness that comes from losing a soul that was aligned with theirs. The universe is teaching them a lesson, not out of punishment, but out of awakening. Every time they try to move on, they hit emotional walls. Every time they try to get closer to someone new, something inside them shuts down. Every time they pretend they're happy, their spirit exposes the lie. They're realizing that what they had with you can't be duplicated, can't be replaced, can't be forgotten. And listen to this, your heart needs it, because they're being confronted with the truth that their life hasn't been the same since you left it. The spark is gone. The excitement is gone. The peace is gone. And now, life is peeling back their comfort zones and forcing them to see everything they overlooked. Don't scroll. The universe is unraveling their illusions one by one. The person they chose over you? That connection is cracking. The situations they prioritized over you? They're falling apart. The distractions they used to avoid facing their emotions? None of them are working anymore. This is their lesson. You don't lose someone like you and walk away unscarred. You don't mishandle a soul connection without consequences. You don't break the heart of someone who was sent to love you divinely and expect life to bless you in the same breath. And while they're breaking down, you're breaking open. You're rising. You're glowing. You're stepping into a version of yourself that even you didn't know existed. And that shift, your glow up, your emotional awakening, your spiritual protection, is part of their lesson too. Because now they have to watch you become everything they were too blind to appreciate. Listen, don't scroll, this next part is for your spirit. The universe is aligning something new for you. Something better. Something healthier. Something deeper. And yet, the universe is also pulling at their conscience, pulling at their memory, pulling at their heart, forcing them to see the truth. They regret losing you. And that regret is going to be the very thing that transforms them. Life is about to teach them a lesson they'll never forget. You were the blessing. You were the answered prayer. You were the alignment they weren't ready for. And now, every door they try to walk through is going to remind them of the one they closed on you. Don't scroll, because this is your confirmation. The tables are turning. The energy is shifting. The universe is balancing the scales. And soon, very soon, the one who walked away is going to come face to face with the truth they've been avoiding. Losing you was the biggest mistake of their life. And life is about to make sure they see it. My child, if you want heaven's voice to stay connected to you, whisper this from your heart. I receive my divine protection. And if you haven't subscribed yet, beloved, do it right now because heaven says this is not the only warning coming for you. Missing the next message may leave you blind when you need sight the most. Don't scroll. Listen to this because what's unfolding now is the continuation of something the universe already set in motion, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize. What you felt after that first shift wasn't imagination, it was confirmation, because while you've been questioning, healing, and quietly rebuilding yourself, they've been unraveling in ways no one sees. This message is for you. They're starting to notice the silence. Not just yours, but the silence inside their own life. The empty moments. The lack of warmth. The absence of peace they once felt when you were around. And listen carefully, because this part matters. Life is not just teaching them a lesson emotionally, it's exposing them spiritually. Doors they thought would open easily are closing. Situations they expected to work out are stalling. Relationships they thought would distract them feel hollow. And every single delay is a mirror reflecting one truth back at them: you were the alignment they mishandled. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because the universe has been showing them signs non-stop. Angel numbers like 222 when they try to convince themselves they made the right choice, 555 when something in their life abruptly falls apart, 777 when they remember your voice, your presence, your energy. They're being pulled into memories they thought they buried. Moments with you that felt real, safe, effortless. And what scares them now is realizing they haven't felt that peace since you left. They try to keep busy, surround themselves with noise, people, distractions, but the moment they're alone, everything crashes back in. Your face. Your laugh. The way you understood them without them having to explain. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. They are recognizing that you didn't just love them, you grounded them. You didn't just care, you healed parts of them they didn't even know were wounded. And now that you're gone, life feels unstable. Don't scroll. The universe is making sure they feel every ounce of what they avoided facing when you were still there. They're realizing the love you gave wasn't common. It wasn't replaceable. It was rare, divine, soulmate level connection. And here's the part that may hit your spirit deeply. They're beginning to understand that the reason nothing feels right now is because they are living out of alignment. They chose comfort over truth, ego over vulnerability, familiarity over destiny. And life is responding accordingly. Don't scroll, stay with this. They are replaying moments where they dismissed you, misunderstood you, failed to choose you, and now those moments weigh heavy on their chest. Regret doesn't arrive loudly at first, it creeps in quietly, shows up as restlessness, dissatisfaction, emotional numbness, and that's exactly where they are. They smile in public, but their spirit is exhausted. They laugh, but something feels missing. And what's missing is you. Listen, your heart needs this right now, because while they're breaking down internally, you've been rising externally. You've been called to focus on yourself, to detach, to stop pouring into someone who couldn't meet you at the same depth, and the universe honored that boundary. The moment you stepped back, everything shifted. That's why they feel you pulling away energetically. That's why they're suddenly thinking about you more than ever. Distance activated clarity. Silence woke them up. And now, they're being forced to sit with the truth they tried to escape. Don't scroll. Life is about to teach them a lesson through comparison, through loss, through realization. They're seeing pieces of you in others and realizing none of them add up. No one listens like you did. No one feels like home like you did. No one brings the calm you brought. And instead of healing properly, they're stuck in regret, because awareness without action feels suffocating. Listen to this, your heart needs it. Because the universe isn't just teaching them about losing you, it's teaching them about themselves. Their patterns. Their fears. The way they self-sabotaged a soul connection because they weren't ready to be real. And now, consequences are arriving not as chaos, but as emptiness. The kind of emptiness that makes you question every choice you made. Don't scroll. A moment is coming where they'll have no choice but to confront you energetically or physically. A dream. A memory. A sudden urge to check on you. A message they type and delete. A moment where your name catches in their throat. Life is cornering them gently but firmly, asking one question they can't escape. Why did you let them go? And while they wrestle with that question, the universe is preparing you for something bigger. Whether it's their return with humility and truth, or a new soulmate connection that matches your healed frequency, something aligned is moving toward you now. Don't scroll, this is the cliffhanger your spirit needs, because the lesson life is teaching them is still unfolding, and the outcome will shock them. They will either rise to meet the truth, or watch you walk into a life that no longer has space for their indecision. Either way, the balance is restoring. Karma isn't about revenge, it's about understanding. And understanding is finally knocking on their door. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay open. Because the next chapter of this story is closer than you think, and the universe hasn't revealed everything yet. Don't scroll, listen to this because what's happening now is the turning of the page, and your heart needs this right now whether you realize it or not. This is the part where the universe stops whispering and starts moving things visibly, and even if you can't see it yet, you can feel it. They are no longer just regretting losing you in theory, it's becoming real in their daily life. The weight is settling in. The distractions are fading. The moments they used to hide behind are no longer working. This message is for you, because while you've been learning how to stand in your worth, they've been learning what it feels like to live without it. Don't scroll, because this part carries power. Life is beginning to reflect their choices back to them through experience. They are noticing how quiet their phone feels. How conversations feel shallow. How laughter feels forced. How nights feel longer. How something always feels missing no matter where they go or who they're with. And listen carefully, because this matters. The universe doesn't rush lessons, but it never forgets them. They are being shown what absence really feels like. Not just your absence, but the absence of peace, support, understanding, and unconditional presence. Your heart needs this right now because while they were busy assuming you'd always be there, life was preparing a mirror they couldn't avoid. They are being confronted with emotional triggers that trace directly back to you. Songs come on that remind them of moments with you. Random dates, numbers, and times match memories you shared. They glance at the clock and see 1:11 or 4:44 during moments of emotional heaviness. These aren't coincidences. These are nudges. These are spiritual taps saying, "Pay attention." And they are paying attention now. Don't scroll. This is where it deepens. They are starting to recognize patterns. How they retreat when things get real, how they sabotage connections that require vulnerability, how they mistook independence for emotional walls. And suddenly, they see you differently. They see how patient you were. How deeply you loved. How safe you tried to make things. And instead of appreciating it, they resisted it. That realization doesn't arrive gently. It arrives with regret, with heaviness, with self-confrontation. Your heart needs this right now because the pain they are feeling isn't punishment. It's awakening. And awakening is uncomfortable. They are realizing that walking away from you didn't bring freedom, it brought emotional confusion. It didn't bring clarity, it brought disconnection. And they are seeing that the life they chose after you doesn't light them up the way you did. Don't scroll. Because here's the truth many people don't talk about. Some lessons don't come through words, they come through loss. And losing you was the lesson. They are now in the phase where comparison becomes unavoidable. No matter who enters their life, something feels off. No one matches your emotional depth. No one communicates the way you did. No one makes them feel seen without effort. And instead of excitement, they feel emptiness. Instead of passion, they feel routine. Instead of peace, they feel distraction. This message is for you, because you didn't imagine the bond. You didn't overfeel. You didn't love too deeply. You loved correctly. And while you may have questioned yourself during the silence, the universe was rearranging the truth for both of you. They are now realizing that love isn't about convenience, timing, or comfort. It's about alignment. And they walked away from alignment. Don't scroll. A shift is coming, and this is where paths begin to clarify. They will reach a moment where they can no longer avoid self-reflection. It may come during solitude. It may come during conflict. It may come when everything looks fine on the outside but feels empty within. And in that moment, your energy will surface clearly. Not as longing, but as truth. They will understand that they didn't just lose a person, they lost a version of themselves that only existed with you. That realization hits deeply. Your heart needs this right now because the universe doesn't let soul connections dissolve quietly. It lets them echo until the lesson lands. And while this is happening for them, something else is unfolding for you. You are becoming less attached to outcomes and more anchored in self-worth. You're recognizing that love doesn't require chasing, explaining, or shrinking. You're stepping into a frequency that no longer tolerates emotional confusion. That energetic shift is powerful. And here's the part that might surprise you: your growth is amplifying their awareness. Every time you choose yourself, they feel it. Every time you detach, their longing intensifies. Every time you reclaim your peace, their instability becomes clearer. Don't scroll. This isn't about control. It's about alignment. Life is teaching them that love taken lightly doesn't disappear quietly. It leaves a mark. It leaves awareness. It leaves transformation. And whether they choose to step into that transformation or stay stuck in regret is no longer your responsibility. That's the real shift. You are being released from carrying emotional weight that was never yours to hold alone. Stay present. Stay open. Because the next movement in this story will reveal whether they rise to meet the lesson or remain a chapter you've outgrown. Either way, you are protected. Either way, you are aligning with something deeper. And the universe isn't finished yet. Don't scroll, listen to this, because what you're stepping into now is the most pivotal part of this entire journey, and your heart needs this right now more than you know. This is where the universe starts rearranging things in ways you can actually feel. Timing shifts, energy shifts, emotional clarity hits harder, and suddenly everything that once felt confusing begins to make sense. This message is for you. While you've been growing, healing, elevating, and reclaiming your worth, they've been entering a season of confrontation with the truth, with their patterns, with their emotions, with the regret they tried so hard to bury. Don't scroll, because this is where the lesson life is teaching them becomes undeniable. They've reached the point where avoiding the truth is no longer an option. Their distractions are drying up. Their coping mechanisms are failing. Their emotional detours are collapsing. They are being forced to sit with themselves in a way they've never had to before. And every time they try to run mentally, something pulls them back to you. A memory. A dream. A smell. A phrase someone says. A moment of stillness. The universe is making sure they feel the weight of losing someone who was divinely aligned with their spirit. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. They didn't just lose a partner, they lost their mirror, their grounding, their safe place, their spiritual anchor. And now they're in a place where everything that isn't authentic feels heavy, draining, misaligned. The connections they try to build feel forced. The comfort they once felt is gone. The peace they thought they'd find never arrives. And that's because peace was with you. Don't scroll, because this next part is where the spiritual awakening begins. They are starting to realize that the love they had with you wasn't ordinary. It wasn't surface level. It wasn't something they can replace. It was a soul contract. A divine assignment. A connection written long before either of you understood its depth. And now, the universe is showing them that walking away from a soul contract always comes with spiritual consequences, lessons, realizations, emotional upheavals that can't be ignored. They're being shown everywhere they went wrong. The times they failed to appreciate your presence. The moments they dismissed your intuition. The days they chose pride over vulnerability. And every revelation stings. Not to punish them, but to awaken them. Your heart needs this right now, because you need to understand you weren't crazy for feeling the connection as deeply as you did. You weren't imagining the spiritual pull. You weren't overreacting. You were aligned with something real, something divine, something rare. Don't scroll. Life is now teaching them what it feels like to lose someone who was spiritually tied to their purpose. Their nights are heavier. Their mornings feel incomplete. Their routines feel hollow. And even when they try to pretend they're fine, their energy betrays them. The people around them notice. Their mood shifts. Their patience disappears. Their spark is missing. And when they look in the mirror, they see someone who let go of the one person who genuinely saw them, soul first. Listen to this, your heart needs it. The universe is applying pressure, not to hurt them, but to shape them. To break their ego. To confront their fear of intimacy. To prepare them for a love they weren't emotionally mature enough to handle before. You were ahead of them spiritually, emotionally, energetically. And now they're being called to catch up. Don't scroll, because here's where the shift gets bigger. They're starting to feel your absence not just emotionally, but energetically. When you healed, the cord loosened. When you detached, their soul felt the snap. When you chose peace, their spirit felt the void. They feel the distance between who they were with you and who they've become without you. And the difference is jarring. They don't like who they are without your influence. They don't like the decisions they're making. They don't like the path they're walking. Life is showing them that losing you didn't just cost them love, it cost them alignment. Your heart needs this right now because you've been wondering if they ever felt the depth of what you felt. And the answer is yes, deeply, quietly, fearfully. But they didn't know how to handle it. And now, the universe is replaying every moment where they picked fear over faith, comfort over growth, ego over connection. Don't scroll. They will soon reach a breaking point, an emotional threshold where they can no longer pretend they're unaffected. This might come through a sudden breakdown, an unexpected realization, a moment of overwhelming grief, or even a sign so direct it shakes them awake. Life is preparing them for accountability, healing, and truth. You, on the other hand, are being prepared for options, elevation, and clarity. And this is the part that keeps the audience engaged, because the next movement is where destinies shift. Either they rise into the version of themselves capable of loving you the way you deserved from the beginning, or the universe replaces the connection entirely with someone who matches your new frequency. Either way, you are moving toward alignment. Either way, you are protected. Either way, the universe is working in your favor. Don't scroll, because the story is far from over, and the next part of this journey will reveal what destiny chooses next. Don't scroll, Listen to this because what's unfolding now is the consequent stage, the part where life stops hinting and starts demonstrating, and your heart needs this right now even if it feels heavy to hear. This is the season where the universe turns regret into experience, where what they dismissed emotionally becomes something they must live through physically, mentally, spiritually. This message is for you because while you were learning how to let go with grace, they were unknowingly stepping into a chapter that would teach them exactly what they lost. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where clarity sharpens. They are now encountering people who mirror their own emotional unavailability, and suddenly they don't like how it feels. They are meeting versions of themselves in others, cold responses, mixed signals, shallow connections, and it's uncomfortable. What they once gave to you casually is now being given to them, and it stings in a way they didn't expect. Your heart needs this right now because you must understand something important. The universe teaches through alignment, and when someone walks away from alignment, life answers. They are realizing that not everyone loves with depth, not everyone listens the way you did, not everyone sees beneath the surface. And now, when they try to open up, they're met with indifference. When they seek understanding, they're met with silence. When they crave reassurance, no one knows how to give it. Don't scroll because here's the truth, this is the lesson. This is what it feels like to lose someone who loved with intention. And the realization is sinking in slowly, painfully, relentlessly. They are replaying moments in their head, not romantically, but regretfully. Things they should have said. Chances they should have taken. Emotions they should have honored. And every replay ends the same way, with you. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. This isn't about revenge, it's about balance. The universe doesn't punish, it restores equilibrium. And the scale is tipping. Angel numbers are appearing more frequently for them now, especially during moments of sadness or reflection. 222 when they think of reconnection, 333 when they feel guilt, 444 when they feel lost. These numbers aren't promises, they're wake-up calls. They're reminders that something sacred was mishandled. And while they are trying to distract themselves, nothing sticks. New connections feel hollow. Old habits feel empty. Their life looks fine on the outside, but inside there's a quiet ache they can't explain. Don't scroll, because this part matters. They are starting to understand that love isn't something you replace, it's something you either honor or live without. And living without it is lonelier than they imagined. Your heart needs this right now because you've wondered if they truly understand what they lost. They do now. Not intellectually, but emotionally. Not through logic, but through absence. And absence is a powerful teacher. They miss the way you believed in them when they doubted themselves. They miss the way you held space instead of pressure. They miss the way you loved without conditions. And that kind of loss doesn't scream, it echoes. Don't scroll. Life is now placing them in situations where empathy is required, where vulnerability is needed, and they're realizing how much you carried emotionally. How much you gave freely. How rare that was. And this realization isn't bringing comfort, it's bringing humility. Meanwhile, something equally important is happening for you. You are stepping into emotional neutrality. You're no longer waiting for closure. You're no longer checking signs for validation. You're no longer replaying the story to figure out what you did wrong. Your nervous system is calming. Your intuition is sharpening. And that shift is crucial. Because when you stop chasing resolution, resolution finds you. Don't scroll. This is destiny at work. As you detach, their awareness intensifies. As you heal, their regret deepens. As you release control, the universe takes over. They may soon reach out. Not because they want to reopen the past, but because they can't silence the truth anymore. Or they may not. And that's the lesson for them. Because the universe isn't guaranteeing a reunion, it's guaranteeing understanding. Your heart needs this right now because you must know that no matter what they choose, your path is protected. You were never meant to beg to be valued. You were meant to be recognized. And recognition doesn't always come from the person who lost you. It comes from life itself. New doors are quietly opening for you. New energy is approaching. New connections that see you clearly without needing to learn the hard way. And here's the cliffhanger you need to sit with: sometimes the lesson isn't that they come back changed, it's that you move forward changed. And either way, the universe wins. Don't scroll, because the next part will reveal whether life teaches them through return or through release, and what that means for your future. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where energy shifts quietly but permanently, and your heart needs this right now even if you can't fully explain why. This is the stage where the universe stops focusing on teaching them and starts elevating you, and the difference is subtle but powerful. You may feel calmer lately, less reactive, less attached to outcomes, and that's not numbness, it's alignment. While they are still processing regret, you are stepping into peace. Don't scroll, because this matters. This message is for you. The reason everything suddenly feels different is because you've crossed an internal threshold. You stopped waiting for them to realize your worth, and the universe responded immediately. When that energetic shift happens, life starts moving fast. You're no longer vibrating in longing, you're vibrating in self-respect. And the moment you chose yourself, the lesson for them changed form. Now, instead of chasing distractions, they're sitting with truth. They're feeling the impact of your absence more deeply, not because you're gone physically, but because you're gone energetically. You are no longer reaching for them in your spirit, and they can feel that. Don't scroll. This is where the universe rewrites the dynamic. They are sensing that the connection is changing, and it's unsettling them. Not because they've suddenly become fearless, but because they realize they may have lost access to you, not just emotionally, but spiritually. And that's when reality hits hardest. Your heart needs this right now because you have to understand something important. When someone truly loses you, it's not the silence that hurts, it's the realization that you're no longer available in the same way. They feel the difference in the air. The energetic door you held open is slowly closing. And the universe doesn't do this out of bitterness, it does it out of protection. Don't scroll, because here's where destiny steps in. As you detach, you enter a new frequency, one that attracts respect, clarity, and aligned love. You may start seeing repeated numbers again: 555 signaling change, 6 hours 66 minutes, or 666 signaling balance and self-return, 8 hours 88 minutes signaling abundance and karmic completion. These signs aren't about them anymore. They're about you. They are confirmations that something new is aligning, something healthier, something that doesn't require emotional guessing or spiritual exhaustion. Meanwhile, they are wrestling with awareness. They're starting to notice how you're no longer reacting, no longer checking in, no longer available on demand. And instead of relief, they feel panic. That tells you everything you need to know. Don't scroll, because this is the turning point. They are beginning to understand that the universe gave them time, chance, patience, and grace through you, and they didn't recognize it until it was no longer accessible. That realization humbles people. Sometimes it transforms them. Sometimes it doesn't. But either way, your role in that lesson is complete. Your heart needs this right now because you need to release responsibility for their growth. You were never meant to teach through sacrifice. You were meant to love, and you did. The lesson was theirs to learn. Now the universe is shifting you into receiving mode. You may feel drawn to new routines, new environments, new conversations. You may feel less nostalgic, less heavy. That's not indifference, it's healing. Don't scroll. This is confirmation. If they attempt to re-enter your life soon, it will feel different. The power dynamic will be different. You won't be asking for clarity, you'll be observing actions. You won't be explaining your worth. You'll be measuring consistency. And if they cannot rise to meet that level, you will walk away without chaos. That's growth. That's sovereignty. And here's the part that feels like destiny tightening its grip: life is preparing an exchange. What was taken from you emotionally is being returned in a higher form. Love without confusion. Communication without fear. Presence without inconsistency. And if they are not meant to be the one to deliver that, someone else already is aligning. Don't scroll, because the universe doesn't remove without replacing, it upgrades. They will continue to process regret in stages. You will continue to rise quietly. And one day soon, they will realize that the lesson wasn't just about losing you, it was about awakening too late. And you will realize that losing them was the moment your life truly began moving forward. Stay grounded. Stay open. Because the final shift is near, and the next chapter of this story will reveal who destiny sends when you finally stop waiting. Don't scroll, because this final part is the moment everything comes full circle, and your heart needs this right now more than you know. This is where the universe leans in closer and whispers the truth you've been waiting for, the truth you were meant to hear after all the pain, all the confusion, all the unanswered questions. Listen to this, because this message is for you. The person who lost you is about to face the full weight of what they took for granted, not out of cruelty, but because life is finally matching their choices with consequences. While you were healing, they were hiding. While you were growing, they were distracting themselves. While you were learning how to stand again, they were pretending they'd never fall. But life catches up to everyone, and their regret is about to meet them face to face in a way that will shake their spirit. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this right now. They're starting to realize that the love you gave wasn't ordinary. The connection you offered wasn't disposable. The loyalty you carried wasn't common. And the way you touched their soul, no one else has ever been able to replicate that. They tried. They compared. They searched. They distracted themselves. But nothing felt like you. Nothing filled the void you left behind. Nothing quieted the echoes of your absence. And the universe is making that louder because the lesson must be learned. Don't scroll. Stay with this. Because while their regret is rising, your elevation is too. You're stepping into a season where the energy is finally shifting in your favor, financially, emotionally, spiritually, romantically. The universe is moving people, places, and opportunities into alignment for you. You may already feel it, peace returning, clarity forming, confidence strengthening, intuition sharpening. That's not random. That's transformation. You've stepped into a higher version of yourself, and not everyone who had access to you before can access you now. And that scares them. They can feel your energy pulling away, your glow intensifying, your spirit rising. They recognize what they lost too late. And here's the part that hits hardest: they know you deserved better all along. Don't scroll. Because you need to hear this: the universe didn't take them from you to hurt you. It took them from you because they were blocking the life you were meant to step into. They were delaying blessings, clouding your path, cluttering your spirit. And now that they're no longer in that same position in your life, the path ahead is clearing faster than you expected. Doors are opening. Opportunities are forming. New connections are brewing. A new soulmate-level energy is entering your timeline, someone who matches your heart, your growth, your maturity, your soul frequency. And this person, the one who lost you, can sense it. That's why they suddenly think about you non-stop. That's why you show up in their dreams. That's why their chest tightens when your name crosses their mind. It's the spiritual realization that they let go of the one thing their soul actually needed. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this right now. Life is teaching them a lesson, not to punish them, but to wake them up. To show them what happens when you mishandle someone rare, someone genuine, someone spiritually aligned. And that lesson will follow them until they grow from it. But here's your truth: your chapter doesn't end with their regret. Your story doesn't pause for their awakening. You are rising regardless. You are healing regardless. You are attracting better regardless. Because your journey is divinely guided, and no missed relationship can block what was written for you. Don't scroll. This is the final revelation you were meant to receive. The universe is elevating you into a season where your heart will be cherished, your love reciprocated, your presence valued, your energy respected. What's coming toward you is bigger than what you lost. What's aligning for you is deeper than what ended. And what's ahead of you is proof that God never subtracts without the intention to multiply. Their regret is theirs to carry. Your breakthrough is yours to step into. And destiny is already unfolding in your favor. Stay open. Stay aligned. Your blessing is closer than you think.